Hi. Well, this is the day. Embarking on a cross-Canada road trip, winter. The forecast is for -20, -30, -40. That's for real, that's not with the wind chill factor. We go across northern Ontario, electric car, and as you know, if you've been following, we got the Ioniq 5. But you know what? Sometimes maybe it's good to have a few options. Good to have a few options. So, consideration of a few options, we're gonna go a different route. Or a different what? A different vehicle. Yeah. Let's try this one. This one, this car, has a little bit of a longer range. It's newer, well, it's brand new, and it's awesome. And someone's asked me to make sure that we all make it to Calgary, safe and sound. Leaving southern Ontario, we're heading to Calgary, going across northern Ontario, through the snow, the wind, and the cold, and the Lord knows what. Should be fine, I suspect. Keep you updated. This is my brother, Hugh.
Hello. Thank you, Bruce, for agreeing to be the wingman on this epic journey. This will be the probably biggest winter road test this car has ever seen. Ever.
Realistically, that's true.
Bruce is the foremost, without exception, electric road tripper in Canada, at least. He's gonna show us how it's done.
Well, you get in the car and you drive. That's probably a stretch, but yeah, I've got a lot of road trips to the far reaches of the country so far. That's true. So, thank you. Oh, by the way, subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. That'd be helpful. It's about 125.
Okay.
Well, the driving conditions are actually pretty bad. The road, the highway is kind of super treacherous. We've already seen 4 accidents in the space of 2 kilometers. I think they've run out of fire trucks and police cars. So we're taking the wise move. We're just taking a stop here, going to do an evaluation about slipperiness, and then get some snacks and maybe continue on our way.
Bruce, we got the snacks.
This is breakfast of champions right here. These Petro-Canada chargers are actually kind of awesome. Sometimes they don't work. Well, actually, that's kind of not true. I've never actually had one not work. Even sometimes when they say they don't work on PlugShare, they just work. That's it.
Well, looks like it's doing it.
Well, here we are. We're at Petro-Canada. This is the first time that this Fisker Ocean has experienced DC charging. And it was a bit of a hiccup, but we got her going, and we'll be on our way. So I've been in funner situations and I've been in worse situations, but this is it's all part of the adventure. Well, it's definitely winter. Let's not make a mistake about that. Temperature is about -10 degrees Celsius. What is that in Fahrenheit? It's 32, it's like 20. So it's province of Ontario. So the province of Ontario has the electric vehicle infrastructure is not fantastic, but it's not zero. And this car is actually a little bit fantastic. The range is great, and charging speed's pretty good, and the comfort level is very high, I must say. And we're going to be heading back on the road fairly soon. This is the first charging stop on our trip. It's Toronto to Calgary across North Ontario in the winter. Here's a B train, a double tanker loaded with gasoline, offloading and shipping that gasoline around. That's actually very energy intensive and pretty dangerous. We're charging up here on Petro-Canada. It's Canada's electric highway. And I think we're going to find out that we're probably sitting at around 85% battery, which is fine to get on the way. It gives us enough to make it to the next charge stop and the next charge stop after that. Actually, so here we are. It's slowed down, but that's okay. 55 kilowatt hours delivered. 20. Yeah. Hey, I don't think you can see me. I don't know. It's pretty dark and it's pretty cold, but we're at charge stop number 2. This is a Flow station. Flow and Circuit Electrique is actually the really, I think it's the most reliable charging network that exists in North America, but in Quebec. Now, we're not in Quebec, so this one is a separate deal, but whatever, we'll plug it in, it'll go. Aaron, I just turn her over because I had to. Yeah. There. I just hit my card. I think she's gonna go. Charge tests in progress. I think I said before that some of these road trip EV videos, it just seems like all you ever do is charge, which is objectively it's not true, but it just seems that way because that's when you have a chance to you know, record the crazy thing. Okay. Oh, and it is absolutely chilly. It is absolutely chilly. Goodness gracious, it's cold. Whew. It's minus 20 something Celsius, and it's going to get colder. But I must say that the question you might have about the Fisker Ocean is range and cold, and I'll tell you, the range that we're experiencing in the cold seems to be absolutely fantastic, really. I don't have a number, but it's like maybe more than 500 kilometers, 300 miles or something like that. It's just completely satisfactory. More than chilly, it's downright Arctic. Well, it's not downright Arctic. It's in the minus 20s. That's cold, but it's not like. We're getting the Petro-Canada charger going here again. This is Canada's electric highway. Yahoo! And we're here, Espinal. We're crossing northern Ontario. What is it? Right now we're looking at about it's like minus 20 right around. It's pretty chilly. And what the heck? Like I said though, these road trip videos, they tend to have a lot of stuff of someone talking at a camera while the car is charging, which is a bit misleading and madness. But we have charging, so we have joy, and I'm happy. Woo! Hi. Okay, this is the morning of day 2. So day 1, we left really late. We take it kind of at a relaxed pace. And here we are, we're in northern Ontario, and charged up the car to 100%. We're leaving. That's great. And there's a little bit of an expanse today of about 350 kilometers where there's no chargers. 350 kilometers is like 200 and
10 miles or something like that. The temperature today is about, at this moment, is around -17 or -18, which is in Fahrenheit. That's about, what is that Fahrenheit? It's like 16 Fahrenheit or something like that. It's not incredibly warm, but it's fine and wonderful and comfortable. There's been a remarkable absence of drama, and there you go. Okay.
Okay, we're here. We're in Sault Ste. Marie. We're at a Petro-Canada, Canada's electric highway charging spot. Goodness gracious. Let's give it a go. Got some of the good noises. We'll see. We're here on Canada's electric highway, which is the highway's a little bit slow. This is a Petro-Canada charger. It's started up. We're at 26 kilowatts, which is not spectacular. I can track this on my app, which is a good thing. I'd like it to be much faster, but it's -20 degrees Celsius. So what are you going to do? And it's the only one around, and we have to get to a very high state of charge in order to make it to the next charger, going past Wawa, Ontario, if you're familiar with Ontario, to White River. And it's a 350 kilometer stretch of road. I think 350. It might be a little bit less, but it's right around there. Anyway, I just cleared this off, but one thing about the car is that well, this is true of almost any car, but there's an adverse pressure gradient, which means that there's a little bit, the air kind of stagnates and gets sucked backwards into the car, which means that the rear view camera and the rear view window and the rear view everything just gets caked in snow and you can't see anything. Over here, we have Circle K. All right, now Circle K is Couche-Tard. It's owned by Couche-Tard. Couche-Tard is a Quebec, Canada company, and they have, I think, a number like 7,000 of these right around locations across North America, and I think there's more other brands other than the Circle K. I mean, you could look it up, or I could look it up better, but the thing is that being Quebec, they've decided, Quebec, there's no fooling around. They're very serious about things. And so Circle K and Couche-Tard have begun installing electric vehicle chargers, and they had a pilot program to work out the bugs and all this stuff, and these things are starting to show up. And right next door to the Petro-Canada, and there's a good nearby supply of abundant electricity, is a Circle K. And I'm predicting that in the next year, we'll come back here and there will be serious, high reliability, well thought out, well executed Couche-Tard Circle K electric vehicle charging at this location right next door. This is one thing we did do is we were concerned about the tire pressure because it was a tire pressure indicator. So we got our tire pressure gauge and verified that we had the correct tire pressure coming from the pickup of the vehicle, and determined that it's down a bit. I think it was down about actually around 10 psi on each. That'll improve the range a bit, but should improve it a little bit, but it's not nothing. How much more do you think?
Take a look and see what it says.
I can't see that.
Lots more.
After 330 meters, turn right.
this is kind of if you're a Canadian electric vehicle person, this is sort of an important thing because this is Wawa, Ontario, and there's always a question of whether or not these chargers work because if you're in most electric vehicles, they're kind of necessary for you to travel across Canada, being able to charge in Wawa. And we're in Wawa, and we're in Wawa. The temperature is -9, according. Not sure what kind of action, but action. We're ramping up the power. It's not too bad. 45 kilowatts. It's not that exciting to a lot of people, but if you're here and it's not zero, it's fantastic. This I want to show you. This is the Fisker Ocean, and on the back there's a couple of cameras. There's the rear view mirror, the retroviseur for French. The rear view mirror is a camera, or you have an option of an optical one, but neither of them work that well when the window's completely covered in snow. And there's the camera. Just clear that off. So now we can see a bit. Do this and the license plate area. There's a Wawa. It's the Wawa. Yeah, not ideal. They haven't cleared the snow. We stretched the cable, so all's good. It's charging anyway.
49. Maybe we had it at 45 before.
Well, that guy is a very skilled driver, I must say. No question.
Thank you.
Well, this is it. Northern Canada. Well, not Northern Canada. It's Northern Ontario. It's White River, a place I've been many times. Many times. And these guys here, let me tell you, they're absolutely helpful. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, the guys here were kind of curious about the car. A real swell bunch of guys, though. I'll tell you. Talk about helpful. Goodness gracious, you couldn't ask for more assistance and kinder people. Oh, it's just lovely. You know, White River. This is maybe my I'm gonna say my 15th time here, and I love it.
Nice waterfall. Dirty windshield.
Verifying. So I think this is going to charge. There's a restaurant right over there I think we're going to wind up walking to, and hopefully everything's going to be awesome, because I think it will. I'm a little bit cold. I don't have enough coat on. I'm going to check the temperature here. -16. 60. My phone says -16. My body says -16. Everything about this says -16. And goodness gracious. And we're in Terrace Bay, if you've been following. Terrace Bay, Ontario, Northern Ontario. And all in all, things have been going pretty well. Oh, Bruce, that's my name. Thank you very much. Please subscribe. And look, this is the Fisker Ocean One. First trip across Northern Canada. Not Northern Canada, Northern Ontario. Toronto, Calgary.
Biking is safer than biking on this road?
Yeah, by a good hunk. I'm hoping that it works. You lost me if it did.
The world is hoping these things work.
A lot of people hoping that it works. Okay, we got charging. We're even starting off at 45. That's a pretty good sign. All right, it's the end of a travel day. We've made it to Thunder Bay, Holiday Inn Express. There's IV chargers outside. We're charging up at 50 kilowatts. Thankfully, they're right at the hotel, which is convenient. Goodness gracious. Thank you. It's morning. I think it's minus 23 right at this second. There we go. Oh, we didn't use these chargers. We used the ones at the hotel. This is in Thunder Bay. We're getting the headlamps to make the filling the tire has a slow leak, which is very inconvenient. Causes us to have to put air in it pretty regularly. So we came here to pay less in Thunder Bay to have the tire looked at, and I have to say, these guys are absolutely awesome. The guy was super helpful and calming and fabulous. Strong recommendation. We stopped at this tire place, Payless Tires. Can't recommend it enough. The guys are super duper professional. And as it turned out, there was a screw in the tire that we picked up at some point in a parking lot in Toronto, probably. And that was causing the slow leak. So that's been removed, and the guys have retorqued the wheels, checked everything to specification, proper inflation, all this stuff. And we're going to be able to get on the road and hopefully go as smoothly as you can through Ontario. And we're heading in towards Winnipeg. I've been in a while. The car thing says it's minus 25. We're charging here. We successfully started, we're charged at 50 kilowatts, which is better than 0 kilowatts. And we're in Uppsala, Ontario. It's so cold that I'm having an issue with holding the camera because maybe I'm an idiot for having.
Would you like some beef barley soup to thaw out at minus whatever it is here?
I would like some beef barley soup to thaw out.
Yeah. Go for it. It's so good.
Right. Petro-Canada, Ignace, Ontario. It started to make noise. It was minus 25 a little while ago on the thermometer in the car. We're about 350 kilometers from the border with Manitoba. We traveled so far, I don't know, 1,800 kilometers, something like that. I'll have a better answer for that if you're interested. The car is warm enough. Things are going along. All in all, it's comfortable. I'm kind of having a good time. Fisker Ocean, geez. My name's Bruce. This is my channel. Please subscribe. We got some good things to say about the car. Lots of good things to say. I have, and some little suggestions for improvements. And it's a tiny bit of a work in progress with respect to the software. That's going to get better. And that's it. I'm going to see how this goes. Point out that this parking lot all of the parking spaces have block heaters, and all these cars that are not electric vehicles, they're all plugged in, because if you don't plug in your car, even your not electric vehicle, in Winnipeg in the winter, it simply does not start. That's the way it is. You can't go anywhere if you don't plug your car in. This particular Super 8 hotel has a very, very nice nice breakfast. I find that the art that's on the walls is actually beautiful, and the people that were at the front desk and helping are very helpful, and all in all, it's great. It's at a nearby flow station, and now we're going to get on our way from Winnipeg. The actual temperature, I think, is -23. The woman at the front desk said the wind chill was -35. Either way, it's pretty darn cold. I gave her... Yeah, this is... And the woman said that this is the coldest that it's been in a while here, and so it's definitely a real challenge for the car. It's a legitimate challenge, no question about that. You're driving across Canadian prairie in the winter, seeing actual temperatures of like -28. That's not including the wind chill, and we're moving along. We did find that earth mode certainly is helpful with the range, and that's good. We charge up at every opportunity, because the real intention is to avoid drama. You might want to make a statement that, oh, you could charge a little bit less often and go a little bit farther and all that stuff, but heck, let's skip that altogether, because last thing in the world you want to do is you know, be stuck somewhere, and that's true not just with the electric car, but it's true with every car. Really, or every truck in general. You want to conduct your life in a safe way. Now, if you look around here, all these cars, every single one of them is plugged in with a block heater. Because if you don't plug it in, it doesn't start. It's that simple.
To keep the original character and design
in
of the
episode
house,
2,
keep
everything is down to
sort of
stuff.
pieces.
Like they completely gutted this house, and the family has to live somewhere else for an entire.
Yeah. Charging failed. That's the traditional message. Let's see what happens. Gonna unplug. Now, this is a negative here, is that the charging port fills with snow. It creates a questionable connection. Hopefully that's fixed. Initiating. I'm not optimistic. Charging failed. Okay, we're gonna have to do some better investigating. Okay, C. Excuse me. We're gonna see. This is electric vehicle travel in Canadian winter. It's -16.5. It's not warm, it's quite cold. I'm not optimistic that this thing's gonna work. I think maybe we're gonna move on to another charging thing. Okay. Stuck. Okay, well, see what happens. Let's see what happens. Oh my gosh. I'm going to show this. Made a noise. So it's either a good noise or a bad noise. But
Making some noises.
making noises.
Can't see the screen anymore.
Screen's dead. This is green. I don't
Oh, it's
know.
charging.
Is it charging?
Yep, charging.
Okay, so the screen's dead. The car is charging. It made noise. The reason why we're able to charge here is because I've public charged, I don't know, hundreds of times and gone through a lot of difficulties and perseverance. This should not be this difficult. I mean, a regular person with an early experience with an EV buying their car and trying this trip, it would be really a disaster or a marriage breaker. Anyway, thank you very much. We have the charge doors open.
Charge doors open.
Plug out, plug in first. Plugged in.
Record.
Swiper. Use chip reader. And now it seems like it's actually going to work. We're not out of the woods yet, but charging is stopped. Okay. Maybe not. We'll try it again here. Gets a little chilly after a few minutes, I'll tell you. Charging is delayed until power is available. What happens? I think we should punt. We'll go to a different one. Got the charger going, but that's no guarantee that we're going to get where we need to go. Hopefully we'll have better luck. Authorized. We're hoping that it's going to charge. Run number 1 in Whitewood, Saskatchewan. It's quite cold. I'm going to say it's minus 22. I've been criticized for exaggerating the cold, but I don't think it's an exaggeration. It's straight up cold as hell. Initiating. So we've been the charging situation. It's moderate to not good to good, whatever. But we've been driving at a very slow, energy-conserving pace because it's quite cold. We're in Regina. The Royal City. I have the RFID card from Flow, and it's actually never ever failed me. But Murphy and fate being what they are, maybe this will be the time. I don't know. I hope not. Here we are, Regina, Saskatchewan. This is Wheaton Chevrolet truck. Obstruct this plug to make it difficult for anyone that happens to be wishing to use this plug to charge their car, which is necessary to travel. And lo and behold, it certainly made it difficult, and so we've had to kind of... We're in Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan. We just spent a lovely evening at this place. There's a bunch of hotels. And in spite of all the construction and all the pickup trucks and all the everything, these guys were mature enough to make sure that the access to the electric vehicle charger was
clear and happy. And then if you look, all of these parking spots, every single parking spot has a plug so that you can plug cars in for their block heaters. Because if you don't plug in these gasoline vehicles and the diesel vehicles, they simply don't go. If I was going to identify a negative of this car for living in a cold climate, based on my knowledge of thermodynamics and engineering and my experience working in the automotive industry, the big negative is this solar roof. The heat loss through this solar roof overwhelms any possible charging advantage, but
Wow.
it just makes the car really, really cold. A little bit wacky. So if I'm going to talk about the car for a second, the good things about the car is, well, it's beautiful. The headlights are great. The acceleration seems pretty good. The seats are comfortable, but the infotainment system, the heating system, the navigation system, the integration with Android or Apple CarPlay and all that stuff that's at this moment non-existent, that certainly is a tad bit frustrating. This thing with the rear view, the rear, this camera affair, that basically doesn't work, and you can't see out the window, and then the other camera, but this is a pretty harsh ride. We're driving along, this is the real deal. It's minus, right now I think it's minus 23 or something like that, and Swift Current, Saskatchewan. We drive on the highway, and there's not a lot of electric vehicle infrastructure really, and there's almost an animosity towards it on the part of the government here. I mean, in Saskatchewan, premier. Remember, in Canada, it's the premier of the province. It's the province that has control over energy, transportation, healthcare, mineral resources, and energy. I said energy. Education. Oh yeah, education. That's the other one. These are under the Constitution. This is how it works. That's it. But this is about a road trip, about the car, with the Fisker Ocean One and how it manages the cross Canada trip. And the measure of success is the fact that we're here. That it made it without any drama, without any big drama. Like there wasn't. We didn't wind up stuck on the side of the road or any of that nonsense that people tend to think happens. It's just craziness. And we're being pretty conservative. We're charging before it's really absolutely necessary, and we're driving at a modest pace because I haven't done this particular trip before, so let's be careful. And we're not in Quebec. Quebec is the British Columbia, but Quebec is the EV infrastructure capital of North America. Yeah, we're in Alberta, Irvine, Alberta. Here's some chargers you've never used before. It's a QR code, so I scanned the QR code and then I put in some stuff for the credit card and stuff, and while I was waiting to see if I could figure out how to get it going, I looked, and lo and behold, it's going. We're getting 55 kilowatts right now from the 75 kilowatt charger, and that's fantastic. We're in Irvine, Alberta, on the way to Calgary, coming from Toronto in the Fisker Ocean, and it's a pretty good car, must say. Well, I mean, that statement deserves some flushing out, but we'll flush it out later. Okay? Accumulation of salt and snow and grime and such. There we are. This charger is worth noting. It's actually really good. Dandelion Renewables. Highly recommend it.
arrived at the destination. Never had any doubt, but still, certainly it was a challenging 4 days, I must say.